Welcome to Eco Radio. I'm Bob Grove, your host. Tonight, we're going to talk about Earth Day, Kansas City's annual Earth Festival. We're joined by some of the people behind Kansas City's 2021 Earth Festival. David Hakan with the Kansas City Drawdown Society, Patricia Williams with CinemaKC, Brian Mossman with the Kansas International Film Festival, Mark Wechsler, who's a filmmaker, Stephen Melton with Citizens Climate Lobby KC, Rianon Wallace-Demby with the KU Aquatic Ecology Lab, Kristan Chamberlain with KC Can Compost, Ken Riead and Craig Wolfe with the Heartland Renewable Energy Society, Heather Nevarez with KC Compost, and Adison Banks, also with KC Compost. So hi, everyone, and welcome.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Kansas City has a long tradition of annual Earth Day festivals. Stan Slaughter ran Earth festivals during the 1990s, and I think we all know Stan. Then Bridging the Gap organized festivals for a while. In recent years, the Climate Council of Greater Kansas City has produced the annual KC Earth Festival, the most recent two festivals being online due to the COVID pandemic. This year's Online Earth Festival, which is sponsored by KKFI, runs April 17th and 18th. It opens with a speakers forum, keynoted by the 2020 United Nations Youth Leader, A.Y. Young, and the Green Party's 2020 US presidential candidate, Howie Hawkins. This opening forum is followed by 2 days of climate university classes. These free online events cover a wide range of issues, from fast fashion to zero waste, to renewable energy, to the environmental impacts of food and plastics, and so much more. EF21 closes with a climate concert on Sunday. And on Saturday night, there's a unique blend of film, music, and speakers called Heart and Soil. This festival event is being produced in collaboration with CinemaKC and the Kansas International Film Festival. Patricia, you're with CinemaKC. Can you tell us about this interesting event?
Absolutely. This is our second year, so it's exciting. We started last year, and I want to give credit, by the way. Heart and Soil was originally the title that was thought up by Temple Buddhist and their green team. And we worked with them last year, which was, as you said, also a virtual event. This year, we're revisiting Heart and Soil. And what we try to do with Heart and Soil, let me just explain that CinemaKC, in the first place, is really dedicated to trying to improve the community and community connections with film. So we take on a lot of different issues and film forums around those issues. We're also very devoted to multiculturalism and the environment. In support of local filmmakers, CinemaKC has always brought in the local filmmaking community. So the Kansas International Film Festival is going to provide a link to a really fine regional film this year. We also have a local artist, Julia Othmer, and her husband, James T. Lundy. They're creators of a premiere event called Seven, which is essentially 7 films on 7 continents, or from 7 continents, that Julia has set to music. And it's environmentally rich music dedicated to sustainability, environmentalism. I think she goes back and she visits an old song by Joni Mitchell during Woodstock. So it has deep roots into the belief in environmentalism. Anyway, in taking it out to the world, we're going to start our Heart and Soil event off with a little taste of Julia's 7, because it is a work in progress. She will have 3 films from 3 continents and music that goes along with it. She has brought in designers for, as I understand, textiles that she, something wearable. She has a sculpture that sits on her piano during this, which is from an artist who will provide video of Antarctica, which she has integrated into some jewelry pieces and some textiles and some design. So we start out with Heart and Soil. I'm sorry, with Julia's 7 in Heart and Soil. And then that will go for about 45 minutes. We'll take a little break. And at 8 o'clock, we switch over to the film community that we're so devoted to. And in that, we've brought in, or we were working with Brian Mossman, and Brian's here. Brian, what's your title with the Kansas International Film?
I'm the president.
Ah, the president. See,
the president.
I've been calling him the director. So the president. Well, I'm the president too of CinemaKC. Anyway.
So we have two presidents with us today.
Yeah, I don't know about you, Brian, but I got no power. But anyway, so Brian has come in and he has essentially programmed by inviting Matt Wechsler with his film Right to Harm. And that will start at 8 o'clock. It'll run till about 9:15, and then we'll do a Q&A after. And I think I neglected to say that we'll also do a Q&A with Julia Offmer after her concert event.
So there'll be a little panel. So you'll be sharing her audio, video, music video event, and then there'll be a panel afterwards.
Absolutely. And the audience, what we really want and what Julia is dying to have, and I'm sure Matt feels the same way, is a great dialogue with the audience. You know, last year the audience got kind of really into it and asked questions, and we're hoping the same thing happens this year, that this is really, we really want participation and some discussion of these kind of important things that are happening.
That sounds really good. Let's turn to Brian and Matt a little bit and tell us about your segment of Heart and Soil. Brian, you want to start?
Well, I think Patricia, she said everything we're going to be doing. I mean, the Kansas International Film Festival has been around for 20 years, and we didn't have a festival last year due to the pandemic. We would like to have ours in person, so we are waiting to do it hopefully this fall. So Patricia reached out to me asking for a film that would deal with the environment. And so we selected, or I guess I selected the jury award winner, and that was Right to Harm. It makes you think about how the corporate, the way that they process the animals, the way that they, you know, the waste that goes into our, you know, water stream, and it's really the poison that actually trickles down to human consumption, and it's all about the dollar, unfortunately. So it makes you think, and it makes you mad after you watch this film, but it's a powerful film.
Matt, you're the director, the film writer, I assume, script and everything. Tell us about your film.
Yeah, my wife and I, Annie, we put the film together as kind of a second take on kind of a series we've been doing on films about agriculture and food. And we did a 2016 film called Sustainable that was really about the land and how best to take care of it. And we wanted to follow it up with a film that really connected environmental injustice and social injustice with issues that are happening in rural communities around pollution. And as Brian kind of mentioned, Patricia mentioned, issues of water contamination and air contamination, all based on how animals are being raised in large factory farm-like environments. So what we looked to do was we focused on 5 different communities around the country that are all in the midst of different battles with large factory-like farms that have moved into their areas. And whether they're 2 miles from these facilities or 6 miles from the facilities, they're plagued with the environmental disasters that are coming off of these facilities, the toxic levels of ammonia and hydrogen sulfide in the air, or groundwater contamination leading to salmonella issues or E. coli issues. And at the end of the day, the film's called Right to Harm because there's a law called right to farm laws, which actually protect a lot of these corporate farms from being allowed to pollute. People within the industry call it a permit to pollute. So it's a real injustice to these disenfranchised community members in rural America. Rural America is the leading population group in the United States for all poverty statistics. So, this really is a contributor to that. And long term, the film is really meant to give people a sense that there is a better way we can do this. There's a better way to raise animals. And there are people doing those methods now, and we feature a lot of those people in the film. And hopefully it is a film that will probably make you mad, but hopefully it will inspire people at the same time.
It's really great. This is a feature-length film, right?
It's a feature-length film. It's about 75 minutes, yeah.
So this event is on Saturday, April 17th at 7 p.m. I think it's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing both of these films. I'm Bob Grove, and we're talking about the Kansas City Earth Festival, EF21, April 17th and 18th. When we return, we're going to talk about EF21's Climate University.